Welcome back to Bobblehead Homestead. My name is Jeff. Let's see, Thursday night, my very, very helpful neighbors helped me out. We got the tarp put onto this chicken coop in the front yard and did some minor stapling to make sure there were no escape routes. And we got a tarp put on another hoop coop back there, and then we moved all of the teenage chickens that needed to be moved. So yeah, that was empty and now it's full. And then the one behind me that I did 12 of them, and we got the other 8 whiting true blues and the 10 black copper Marans put in that one. So let's look at them first, and then we'll come back and look at this Speckled Sussex. That's the coop we just put the tarp on, and this is the coop where I started to move them already. In here I have 20 whiting true blues, and I have 10 black copper Marans. The black copper Marans are all supposed to be girls. We'll see how good of a job they did. But so I got 30 in here. And you saw some close-ups of them, but let's get some more. Oh yeah, so I had the 12 in here, and I came out and there were 4 of them that were out running around, 4 escapees. And we went around and double checked everything to make sure all the chicken wire was connected, and 4 of them got out. So I don't know how that happened. At the time I didn't know how that happened. So I fed them, and they all went back in. And then I don't know, half an hour later, I out doing other stuff, and I come out and I see one of them standing right here on top of the door. So we can't be having them escape like that. But I'm glad I discovered how they were getting out. So I just tied some whatever I had left and blocked that off, so now they can't jump up there and escape. But let's open the door and go in. Yes. Yes. That's a black copper Maran pullet. The Marans have the feathered legs, and they're all black. Those are a couple. So yeah, I've got 10. And the black copper Marans, they should lay a medium to dark brown egg. Again, we'll see. These all came from Murray McMurray Hatchery. And I only got girls because I'm not going to use these to breed more Marans. I'm going to use these girls to breed green and olive eggers. So yeah, put the black copper Marans under a rooster like you, who's a whiting true blue. And your kids that are girls will lay green eggs. What do you think about that? Yeah. But they are happy and loving it in here, enjoying all the roost bars. And yeah, so these aren't quite 2 months old. I think they're close to being 2 months old, but not quite. But yeah, happy with these 20 whiting true blues, both boys and girls. We'll see what the mix is. And 10 black copper Marans girls. What are you doing, Bob? You're looking for somewhere to jump. Yep. Don't be knocking over my strawberry lemonade, Bob. Hi. Hi, buddy. You got gunk on your ear. You always have gunk on something. Purr louder, Bob. All right, buddy. I got to finish making this movie. Next up, we have the Speckled Sussex. Yeah. Got all of these moved. There are 45. 45 Speckled Sussex. And unlike the white and true blues, who can look like anything, these will all look about the same. So Speckled Sussex they're an older breed, and they're very good egg layers, 250-ish eggs per year, and I've got 45 of them in here. I did lose a handful, you know, from baby chicks until this age. Not too bad. And why in the world would you get 45 of the same variety? Well, I'm going to breed these. So when you're starting off, you want to get as many baby chicks or hatching eggs as you possibly can. So when you're selecting the best of the best to keep breeding, you've got a bigger selection. And so that's what I'm going for. And these also came from Murray McMurray. So big time hatcheries aren't really known for breeding, you know, the best quality. And by quality, I mean there's a thing called the American Poultry Association. You're a little girl, I'm guessing. I don't have experience with, but no comb, whereas that dude has a comb starter already. That's one of the signs of a boy and a girl. But there's an organization called American Poultry Association, and they have a book of standards. You know, like Speckled Sussex or Black Copper Marans, whatever the breed is, they're the APA recognizes the breeds, and then they'll publish what are called the standards of perfection for that breed. So each breed is going to have their own characteristics, and you know, that way we know we're all talking about the same thing when we breed them, so that we can pass along these breeds to future generations. So I will be studying the standards of perfection on the Speckled Sussex, and then I will be picking out the best of the best to continue breeding these into the future. So that's why I started off. I ordered 50, I've got 45. And no matter where you're getting them from, I look for Speckled Sussex, you know, breeders that weren't a major hatchery. And there are a few around the country, but not really many that, and the cost. So anyway, I'm starting off with hatchery stock. Hopefully I get a few out of here, and then we'll go from there. But these will be good. And then extra boys, well, we all know what I do with extra boys. But the extra girls, I can put them under a whiting true blue rooster and get some hopefully colorful Easter eggers. Yeah. So a true blue rooster on top of these hens, and that first generation will lay, you know, light greens. But yeah, 45 Speckled Sussex. They're happy, hopping around. Most of them, I came out after dark last night, most of them were on these roosts. Are you gonna hop up there? I can read your mind. No? They're not gonna hop up to. But these are, they're known as a docile breed, good egg layers. They're not really big size-wise, but they do lay nice big eggs. And they're very popular. They're beautiful once they feather out completely. I really enjoy their feather color patterns. And these are not full grown yet, but very nice. 45 Speckled Sussex. Next up, we have the golden penciled Hamburgs. They're shy. Yeah, you guys are shy. These are a white egg breed, so they lay white eggs. The Speckled Sussex lay like a light brown tan, and the Speckled Sussex, sometimes you have what's called a heavy bloom on an egg, and it'll make a light brown egg look almost pink. So the Speckled Sussex are known for pink eggs once in a while. Not all of them, not all the time. But these are a white egg breed, golden penciled Hamburgs from Germany. There's another variety of Hamburg that is more popular, the silver spangled Hamburg. But I went with the golden penciled Hamburgs. I wanted a white egg breed because I want, groovy egg colors. And white, is kind of plain, but it makes the blue eggs look more blue. They're a smaller breed. They're pretty good layers. They'll lay 200 eggs a year. They are, they are smaller. They're less friendly than like the Speckled Sussex or the Marans, but they are just beautiful. And those are probably boys with the combs already coming in. Those two look like girls. And they have a unique comb. I think it's called a carnation comb. Those look more straight, but the combs are kind of wonky. How does yours look? I need to come out and start spending more time with them, so they're not so skittish. But I left them in here because there's a lot of smaller ones still. They do not grow fast at all compared to the white and true blues. Some of those white and true blues, they were in here. I had them and the Hamburgs in here, and the white and true blues were already double the size as these Hamburgs. So they're kind of a delicate breed. But like I said, they're just beautiful with that golden around the neck, and then the golden penciling on their feathers. How many of these I got? These I lost about a dozen of them, I think. I haven't counted. We didn't move these, so I didn't count them. I think I've got 27, 26, 28, more than 25 I know. But this will be a good start for me on the golden penciled Hamburgs. And they're just growing up slower than everybody else. But then I'll move them out of here after they're a little bit bigger. It's not so easy for them to get in and out of the electric netting. I want them big enough that the electric netting will mostly keep them in. But yeah, I got to work with them. What you do is let them run out of food, and then come in with food and feed them out of your hand, and they'll be your best friends. So I need to do that a few times. Golden penciled Hamburgs from Germany that lay white eggs. Can't wait for you to grow up and show off. Oh yeah, got some barred rocks in here. These I am raising for Jen and Wiley until they get back from their trip to see Michael's graduation and a little bit of sightseeing. It's so cool that they were able to get out here for a week. But they'll be home soon. But yeah, I got these, and I was already raising some. And being off grid, baby chicks need heat, so I offered to raise them some barred rocks. And these are they should be weaned off heat now, and they should be ready to go. Barred rocks, and all of them should be female. We'll see how that turns out. Those two hoop coops are where the golden penciled Hamburgs and barred rocks are. And then right here is this is the other hoop coop we got the tarp put on, and this is where I've got 3 hens. We've got a blue copper Marans and a white and true blue, and then I've got another number 2 legacy flock hen in there too. This might be where I move those golden penciled Hamburgs once they're adult enough. We'll see about that. But what I really need to do is clear out my back acres, side acres, back acres, whatever these acres are. And I need to get that cleared, and it's already turning into a jungle. But get that cleared out, put my fences up. Skid steer has not moved since that hose burst. Hopefully we can get on that this week, and then I can get out there to take out the rest of the trees. This tree right here is dead. I just discovered that. Every other tree is filling up with leaves, but that one's dead, so that one needs to go. And that was a hardwood too. There was a couple like that throughout there. Dead trees that I want to get down before I put the fences up. But as soon as I get that skid steer going and get this cleared out more, I'm going to put that fencing up, and then we'll go on to whatever the next project is. But oh yeah, it's all turning into a jungle already. Good thing about that is all the trees that are regrowing, I know exactly where they're at now. So all this stuff sticking up, 4 or 5 feet, I know there's a stump under there, and I just need to get my stump bucket and start digging up all those trees that are growing back. I mean, I could just brush hog it all, but then they're going to keep growing back. So I might as well go through there with the skid steer and just start popping out all those trees that are growing back while I'm at it. It'll make a mess back there, but that's what that thing's for. Right, Bob? Right, Bob? He likes following me around. Fifi was out here a minute ago. And yeah, some nice little weedy purple flowers. What are those? Oh, focus. I don't know what they are, but it's nice seeing a little bit of color splash here and there. What do you say, Bob? You like it up there on top of Boss Hog, huh? You gonna take a nap? It was supposed to rain today, but we haven't gotten any rain. It's cloudy, a little bit windy. No rain yet, though. I got a new external microphone for this DJI camera. Testing. It's got a little wind filter on it. That's a magnet on the side. Then it just sticks to the side of the camera. Yeah, got two of those. And they came out with a newer model, so these were cheaper than, I got 2 of them for what I paid. I paid more for one of them, however long that, anyway. No more baby chicks in my metal shed out here, but I am ready for more to come. I have 2 groups of baby chicks on order, and Welsumers I'm getting from Deer Run Farm in Maryland. I ordered those last November because they're the farm that originally imported them into the United States of America. So they have a long history of breeding the Welsumers. I have gotten Welsumers from them before. Welsumers lay a brown speckled egg, darkish speckles. They're a cool breed. And so I ordered some of those, but they're on back order for the last 2 weeks. So I'm not sure when those are going to show up, but I'll be ready for them. And then last week there's a breed called the Creole Penidescinca. And they are a dark brown egg breed. And Murray McMurray had some. So I had, but they were already sold out. And so I put a notification on there if any became available to notify me. And somebody canceled an order. They had 25 come available. I should be getting them this week. So 25 Creole Penidescincas. Yeah. Dark brown breed, not very popular. They're a Spanish breed. They lay brown eggs, but they have white earlobes. There's a myth out there that if a chicken has white earlobes, they lay a white egg. That's true some of the time, but not all the time. And Penedicincas, these are Creel is the variety I got, and Creel means they're kind of barred, but these will be auto sexing. So when they are born, the males will look one way, the females will look another way. So you can tell when they hatch, how many of each sex they have. But I'm gonna give those a try. They're coming from a hatchery, so who knows on the quality. I've already joined a few Facebook groups with them, and again, there weren't many breeders out there. And I didn't. I was gonna. Oh yeah, that's a longer story. I was gonna get these from Whiting Farms in Colorado. I talked about going out there for a trip, and I'm probably not going to do that now this year. It's 2 days driving out there, 2 days driving back. And this breed, the Creole Penedicincas, Whiting Farms has them. And I was hoping to, start off with 50 and to get a breeding program going with them. But their flocks are not that big where they're going to be able to handle an order of 50 for 1 week. So I probably was not going to be able to get more than maybe 20 of the Creole Penedicincas. So that, uh, that factored into me deciding not to invest the time and effort to go out to Colorado. So in researching the Creole Penedicincas, I got in touch with Whiting Farms, and we'll see. I might be able to get a hold of. I also wanted some Whiting True Blues that you can only get from them in Colorado. They don't mess around with the post office and ship hatching eggs or baby chicks to the general public. Every once in a while, they'll make an exception. So we'll see what's coming up later this year. But I'm hoping to get. They have two varieties. One of them is called Butter Blues. It's a blue egg breed. They've got a straight comb, and they've got a feather color pattern that breeds true. So they're pretty cool. And then they have another breed called the Moon Dust Blues, and they're blue egg breed, and they're more of the bluish gray feather color, and that feather color breeds true also. So I'm still hoping to get some Butter Blues and Moon Dust Blues, and we'll see if we can't get some of those without having to drive all the way out to Colorado. It'd be great if I can. It looks promising that I'll be able to get some hatching eggs one way or the other. I don't want to give away too much and put them on the spot or anything, but great to deal with. This is just a side business for him. Dr. Tom Whiting, that's where the Whiting True Blues comes from, is from his last name. He got his PhD in poultry genetics from the University of Arkansas. And he's got Whiting Farms out in Colorado. He breeds chickens for his main business is fly fishing. So they use chicken feathers to make flies for fly fishing. And that's his main business, world renowned. Everybody around the world comes and get their chicken feathers from him for their fly fishing. So the chicken breeding, for egg layers is kind of a side project for his. But they do supply all the feed stores and stuff around Colorado. They're more of a local, regional hatchery that doesn't want to deal with USPS sending out eggs and baby chicks. So, they don't need that headache. Because, like, the first order of the year that I got, they all arrived, deceased. So then you got to go through, customer service and either get a refund and they're good about refunds or, putting you back into the queue for a later hatch date. They're good about that, but that is it costs them time and money every time something happens through the mail. All right, I think I've about stopped yapping. Good start this year. I've got Welsumers coming. I've got Creole Penedicincas coming hopefully this week, and then Welsumers whenever she fits me back into her schedule. I got 25 of the Creole Penedicincas. That's all they had left. And I got 30 Welsumers straight run. So, half boys, half girls, or whatever the ratio ends up being. And I've got those black copper Marans hens, but I am not looking to start breeding the Marans again just yet. There's so many people. They're the most popular dark brown egg breed, and so many people out there have them. So I thought I'd try for something a little different. There aren't as many Welsomer breeders, and I've done that before and made some nice green egg Easter eggers with speckled eggs with the Welsomers. And the Creole Penidicincas, they lay a darker brown egg too. We'll see what I end up getting from a hatchery. You never know on the egg quality there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got a good start with the ones I have, but 2 more batches coming. I might decide to start up a Marans breeding program again, but there's just so many people out there right now that I thought I'd go for something different. And the Creole Penidicincas are definitely something different. Be good to get more of them out there in the chicken world. Uh-oh, Bunny's inside the fence. And yeah, the fence is off, so that's probably how it got in there, because I'm out here going over the fences in and out of the coop, so the fence was off. And I don't want to turn it back on until you get out of here. But yeah, I see this bunny every day. It'll let me walk up this close. It's not afraid. Last year I caught a bunny, and I've got live traps set up with eggs in them to trap raccoons or possums or whatever wants to get the eggs. And I caught a bunny in one of my live traps last year, but I let it go. Are you the same bunny as last year? Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, lots of greenery here in the front yard. Yeah, the chickens did a good job of fertilizing out here. I got some green grass in the front yard. It's all, honestly, I'd like to till this all back up and start over. But, you know, hard to do it when you got chickens in the front yard now. Okay, little bunny. I needed to chase you away so I can turn this fence on. But I don't want you to be afraid of me. So, let me set down the camera and then I'll walk over there. Gotta go that way. There you go. Yeah. Where are you going to get through at? So I got you trapped? You got to hop through the bigger one? There you go. Good little bunny. Bob, leave the bunny alone. Alright. He knows how to jump through. But I think Bob saw it. Get ready to run. I hear Bob coming. Bob. Bob. There he is. No. He's going up there. I don't think does he see the bunny? Be friendly to this bunny, Bob. I wouldn't say that if I had veggies grown out here and the bunny was getting them all. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Take it easy.